The boy pulled the pin on a grenade and tossed it into the lake to catch fish. When nothing happened after a while, he threw another one. What floated to the surface were not fish, but corpses. He stared at them numbly, completely unafraid. The war had triggered a toxic gas explosion, utterly destroying the ecosystem. Few humans remained. Now, with his father's passing, the boy was all alone in the world. He decided to leave this place, but not before taking revenge on the neighbor. Without waiting for the neighbor to get up, he quickly subdued him. The boy rummaged around, taking some useful items, then set off alone in a small boat. Outside, the world was just as lifeless, but the boy had only one wish: to find someone to read his father's final words to him. He drifted downstream, passing trees hung with corpses, a sight he had long grown accustomed to. It wasn't until he ran aground that he finally went ashore, tying the boat to a tree. The path was overgrown with weeds and lined with scrapped cars, not even a corpse inside. Curious, he opened a car door and sat inside, reclining in the driver's seat. He managed to endure the night there. Returning to the riverbank, the boat was gone. The cut end of the rope made it clear that someone was responsible. He quickly raised his gun, surveying his surroundings warily. After walking for some time, he finally spotted two people busy planting vegetables. Upon being discovered, the boy hastily aimed his gun at them, but they approached with vegetables in hand, kindly inviting him inside. The boy hesitated for a moment before deciding to trust them. Having never met strangers, he didn't know to be cautious. He blurted out his entire life story. In his mind, anyone who gave him food must be a good person. After eating his fill, he took out his father's diary, wanting them to read it to him. They read all his secrets but refused to say a single word. They had other uses for the boy. With a few flattering words, they tricked him into handing over his gun. Only then did they reveal their true colors. They led the boy to a cellar and showed him a woman in a cage. She was completely naked, shivering with fear. The men tossed a bowl of food at her like they were feeding a dog. The naive boy didn't understand what was going on. He only knew that by following the men's demands, he would get food and learn the contents of the diary. Early the next morning, the boy was summoned. Using the promise of reading the letter, they lured him into becoming their laborer, making him work the fields like an animal. The simple-minded boy worked diligently. To keep their free labor, the fat man only read a tiny bit each day. To hear more, the boy had to work even harder. Then one evening, as he flipped through the notebook, something occurred to him. He took a piece of clothing to the caged woman for help. She glanced at it and said her father could read. If they could escape, he would learn everything. The boy hesitated for a moment, then finally opened the cage.